Hey everyone, this is Joy of Joy Morris Beauty, and in this video I'm going to be sharing my 27-month update, so stay tuned. So thanks so much for joining. I am here at 27 months. That's 2 years and some change. And please forgive my voice because I'm getting over a sinus cold, so it's kind of raspy. But I just wanted to share an update with you guys. The biggest one being my middle part. If you can see, I am rocking a middle part. So at my last retie, my loctician asked me, about my part. She's like, do you want to change your part? I've had this side part like forever, as you guys know. And I was like, well, I don't know if my hair is long enough to have a middle part. I don't know if that would look right on me. I have a lot of real estate in my forehead area. So she was kind of like, she said, well, you might want to try it. Your hair is pretty long. It's touching shoulder, and it is. I'm pretty much kind of grazing shoulder at this point. So we went ahead and tried it, and she retied my hair so that my middle part would kind of fall down, and be kind of nicely displayed. And I was a little nervous about it, in particular because of my alopecia that I'm continuing to work on. Basically the thinning starts in the top of your scalp, and then it kind of spreads its way out. So even though my hair is very thick still, and I'm in the early stage of my diagnosis, you can't really tell so much to look. I know that it's thinner than the rest, but there's kind of like that self-conscious factor. And so I was a little nervous about rocking the middle part. But I said I would go ahead and try it, and I love it. I used to wear weave. I wore weave probably for all of my adulthood for the most part, up until recently. I went natural a couple of times and then I'd go back, but I have like decades of weave wearing experience, and I would usually do a middle part. Is my favorite part. So I love just how neat it looks. I love like how much body my hair has. It just kind of like flows. When I walk, it bounces. I'm actually getting like more and more compliments, and they kind of catch me off guard because I'm pretty much used to my locks at this point. They're just kind of like a part of my body. So I don't really like think about them. They're just part of me. And so the compliments catch me off guard, but they're so kind, and they come from such a kind place when strangers say things. So I really appreciate that. But I mean, my lock journey just basically continues to get better and better. And I know I've also been, like I said, updating you guys on my alopecia situation. I've actually started a separate thread of videos to address my alopecia because I know I'm going to be working on it for a while. So it might as well become its own playlist. But just to share a little bit, I'm going to the dermatologist about every 3 months, and I was able to meet my dermatologist again in person after my whole medicine allergic reaction that I had, which is a whole long story that I'm sharing on the alopecia diagnosis. And talking with her as opposed to talking with her medical assistant was night and day. She was very concerned. She is kind of encouraging me not to ever take a tetracycline, a drug from the tetracycline family, ever again. And she was very creative in coming up with a new medicine for me, a new scalp medicine for me to take, which is being especially compounded for me at a pharmacy in Dallas. So I had to take a quick little filming break because my little girl woke up. So she's right here. She just woke up, so I haven't done her hair yet, but I just grabbed her to pull her on camera with me just to finish sharing my story. But my dermatologist has a medicine that is being especially compounded for me. And so that plus the cobalamin is really, really kind of working for me. So I don't have as much pain or sensitivity in my scalp as I have been having. Really? And so it's my situation is starting to get better. Yes, ma'am. In addition to me following an anti-inflammatory diet and also just following my primary care physician's instructions. So I'm going to go get her little breakfast, and then I'll be back. So I will be going into more detail about everything that's going on with my alopecia in a separate video that I'll upload pretty soon. After I go to see my dermatologist again, it'll be all the details, everything that I'm doing to treat my alopecia, what's been working, what has not been working, and then I'll share that with you guys. You may notice also that I still have my gray hair, which is more prominent now that I have this middle part. It made me feel really even more self-conscious than what I had already been feeling, but I've kind of decided to rock with it. My husband was very encouraging about me just kind of keeping my gray, and I'm not sure still again what I'll do in the future, but especially with me working through everything with my alopecia, I've decided to just kind of leave it alone for now and kind of let it do its thing. So it's, like I said, it's really prominent in the middle right here, and then it kind of comes down with some of my locks on this side and some of my locks on this side. But I'm just gonna leave it alone. You know, hair goes through transitions, and I feel like that's kind of what I'm in right now. Even with me recovering from my postpartum shedding, all the medication I'm taking with my scalp, and just like my hair patterns changing, I've had to have a few locks merged up in my crown area. I think I've had 1 or 2 fall out, but I think that was more so as a result of my postpartum shedding. It's all this stuff going on because I did have some edge locks that had thinned out pretty badly. And even when my body recovered from the postpartum shedding, you still have that thin part. I had tried to repair one of them on the channel, which I've uploaded a recent video about. It didn't work. It stayed for a little bit, but then it fell back out. And I just kind of came to the conclusion that I would rather have my locks just kind of be made up of my own natural hair, even if they have to start over in certain parts. So I have one over here that's new from all of the growth that I've experienced. I don't know if I can find it, but I have, it's like a little baby one. My loctician actually had to start a new one over here. It's hiding because I'm not really rocking the side part anymore. But I do have one little baby one over here that is new. I'm as far as I can, here it is, right here. I was like, where is it? It's right on the edge. So that's actually new growth that I had kind of come in to my edges, you know, which is a good thing. And then I have one over here that we had to start over because it had kind of fell out. So I got a whole lot of little changes going on, but that's the beauty of going to a professional because I don't have to really worry about it. And I just kind of told her, you know, do whatever you feel like you have to do. If you got to combine, if that makes sense, I don't really care. I'm not really one of those people who is like, oh, I have so many hundreds of locks. And, you know, I don't care about any of that. I more so care about the health of my hair and what it looks like. I did a lock count on the channel. I think I was at somewhere around 360 something, which is probably considered on a larger side for Sisterlocks. And I'm so glad I did that. If you have Sisterlocks, or, well, I guess you have to make that decision first. But if you're planning on getting Sisterlocks and you know there might be a chance that you have a baby after you get your Sisterlocks, you probably want to make sure you get some that are a little larger so that your locks can survive the postpartum shedding phase. Because I've had some grace on my edges where they're like larger and then they get thinner and then they're larger again when the postpartum shedding phase is over. But if they're so thin to begin with, if they're so small to begin with, when they thin out, I mean, it may not be enough follicles, enough strands of hair captured in each lock to kind of withstand that. So like I said, I've only lost a couple. And so I felt even more affirmed in the decision that my locks are a little bit on the larger side as far as Sisterlocks go. But for me, you know, my Sisterlocks, 27 months in, I love them more and more. With me fighting my alopecia, I would be absolutely heartbroken if I got to the point where I could not wear them comfortably. I probably would try to figure out some sort of piece to put up front before I just kind of let my locks go, because that's how much I love my locks, and I love them more and more. The longer they get, they just suit me more so than any other hairstyle I've ever had. I love my shoulder length. I love my middle part, even though it makes me feel a little self-conscious. I absolutely love them, and I tell anybody, several times a week I get stopped by people who either want them or are interested, or who had locks before and want to try again. I've become like a Sisterlock spokeswoman in a way, microlock Sisterlock spokeswoman. And I'm happy. I wouldn't care if every woman had my hairstyle. I'm not like that. Go get it. I mean, it's been life changing for me. I wash my hair once a week. And I make sure to put on my scalp treatments, and then I'm good. So for me, that's the ease that I need, and I couldn't be happier than that. I'm still kind of working on experimenting with products, because part of me is still like scared to do that. So that'd probably be a separate video, with me kind of easing into all the different products that I'm starting to work in. But you know, I have really coarse hair. It just kind of seems, and my hair is fully locked, so I think it'd be hard to kind of mess it up at this point, but I'm still being careful. But I'll probably share more in a different video. So that's pretty much all I have. I'd love to hear from you guys. How are your lock journeys going? Have any questions for me? Leave them in the comments below. Take care. Bye. You say bye? You say bye. You say bye. Bye.